Good morning. It's Queen MLB, February 26, 2019. Talk to me Tuesday. Got quite a bit done this week. I'll try to just stick through it because these videos have gotten way too long. First is in my, I'm doing 103 blocks in 60 weeks. It's 50 blocks in 50 weeks, 52 blocks in 52 weeks, and then one that came along by mistake. So in that challenge, I did finish a block this week called Sorbet. And before I show you what I did with that, I'll give you a picture of that block. It was kind of fun. So I took that block with several I had done previously, put them into a small throw, and I call it Watching You. It's finished. I have a picture of it, but I also want to show you, this was the first time that I let my machine put my borders on for me. And I usually put my binding, around a quilt on the long arm because it's, you painstakingly get it all squared up, and you have a machine that can channel lock so it can only go straight, or mark, and it can sew a straighter line than I can. And so binding's a no-brainer to sew that on. But I thought, while I've got that all squared up in there, why am I worried about whether my borders are wavy if I pulled one side or the other of it? Because, again, I can lay it out perfectly flat knowing it's squared up, sew the borders on. So this was the first time I actually sewed the borders on. So I only had the middle of it on, and then I pieced, they don't belong there, I pieced my each border on before I stitched it. And then I don't know what I was thinking. I did, two borders like this and then put the medallion on one and did the other. I don't know why, while it was on there, I didn't get my binding on there. So I made a lot of progress by doing the borders and then forgot the binding. So I'm back to the sewing machine, sewing a straight line to get my binding on. Anyway, this is what it ended up. It's this is the back. Just another little throw, and I'll show you a photo of that whole thing. Again, don't have the binding on it yet. I call that Watching You because in the middle, those 4 blocks that are actually log cabins, but when you put 4 of them together and arrange them like that, it looks like eyes looking every which way, and so to me that's just 4 eyes looking all directions. So I call that Watching You. That's the 3rd throw I've made from this 103 blocks I'm making. The next one I want to show you is just hashtags. This is number 2 of the second one that I made. It's a small throw also from these 103 blocks, and I got the binding on it, so it's finished. Here's a shot of that. And then on my boxes, one for my daughter's birthday. I am making one for her and one for me, and I showed you these 2 blocks last week, and now I've done the purple one. That's not the purple one. I showed you this one and this one last week. Now I've done this is like a really bad magic trick. Purple one. I need to learn my colors. So I've made a 3rd one of these, purple one, and I dropped one on the floor. So I have 6 of these. She's going to have 16 of them. I'll have 20 in mine. Again, easy quilt. It's paper paste, so easiest thing in the world. And I have finished 3 out of 16, and her birthday's not till May, so I'm kind of ahead of schedule, which is so weird for me. I don't even know how to feel about it. Then back to my 103 blocks. My next project with those, which is the fourth project of these 103 blocks, is shaping up here. My working title is Squares. This bottom row of half squares, I have another row on the top. I just haven't gotten the steps still to get them up there. And then it'll have narrow black borders on the side, so it will be a little bit bigger. So the first, I made all those blocks this week, sort of. The first one is the bear claw, which of course is the middle. I used 4 of those, so let me give you a shot of that block. The second one, this one is sideways. Fortunately, I haven't sewn these together yet, but if you look at these 3, these are the ones I made in the hashtag saga when I thought that I forgot that the crossbar in there needed to be black, and I made it white. So this is my 103rd of my 102 block challenge because that's the mistake I made. So here's a shot of that. The third block in this is called Squared Up. It's these corner ones. Here's a shot of that. And the fourth one is called Windmill. It's this one. I'll give you a shot of that. So anyway, that's going to be number 4. So I thought that I could make a throw or some sort of quilt every 2 weeks or so. It is the, I guess, 3rd or 4th week of February, and I'm working on the 4th one. So I'm right on the schedule on that one. It's going to be a year-long project. And this one turned out kind of cute. I don't know how I'm going to quilt it. I'm thinking of something a little bit fancy within this elephant square, and then something geometric edge to edge around the rest of it. We'll see how that looks next week. Next is I did get my jelly swap strips. How fun is that? Love the label that came with it, so thank you, Jennifer, for that. And I need to get you some postage on that, no problem. Challenge accepted. We'll see how that one shapes up. And you notice that this is 4. I talked to you about 3 and 2. I showed you those. And what happened to 1? 1 is tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-toe is in time out for no good reason at all. Lots of times when things go in timeout, I have a good reason. This one's just in timeout because it's in 3 pieces. I have pieced together all of it into 3 pieces. I need to sew those together, and then I'll be ready to quilt it. So it's completely on me that I just haven't taken the time to do that. So tic-tac-toe's in timeout. And then next week, this coming week, my goal is to get one of my largest projects of my 2019 list. Is the working title is just Jelly Cake, because it's one I made years ago from I don't know if they call them jelly cakes, but they're something cakes. They're this big squares. Every other square is just that cake slice, and then every other square is jelly rolls made into rail fence. And I think some are up and some are across, but anyway, it's completely not random. It's got a pattern in it, but it is 112 inches square. And so my thought on this, when I pulled it out of the UFO closet, was that I would do something real dramatic on it, like each block of matching, like if I have a certain fabric, which I do in the middle, that then all the designs in there, other blocks of the same fabric, and every block of that same fabric would have the same design on it, and that would take me several weeks to finish quilting. And so then if you back down to edge, we're still at several days. So I think we'll see what happens when I get it all put together and think about it. But I'm thinking of some sort of compromise where maybe I'll have a design on the squares and a design on the rail fences, which should be just as easy as going to the next block and hitting center and go, but it's still 159 blocks or so. I'm not sure if that's any faster or better, but I haven't made a decision on that. But my goal for this week is to get that quilted, and it's going to be probably take me days to bind it too. So that's quite the project, but it's going to be pretty. That's all I got for you. Have a great week. Bye.